Hello, group number one. Welcome to today's reading. Today we're doing the reading that you chose in the poll that I did yesterday. So, what spiritual gifts do you have is the one that came out with the most votes. So, I thought, let me just do this reading for you guys. So, this is going to be an oracle reading. I've only pulled one tarot card, and I think the other piles have two tarot cards. But anyway, mainly oracle reading. I've already pulled the cards, so and also I just wanted to mention that maybe I might pull some astrology cards towards the end of the reading. It depends on how long the reading is, so I'm not sure about that. Let's see how it goes. We'll go with the flow. So let's begin your reading. By the way, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's been leaving a lot of comments on my videos. I've been getting a lot more comments than usual, so thank you if you took the time out to write. I appreciate it. So let's begin. The first card you got is the World. We have the Phoenix here, and we have Cheetah. This is fire element, so we see a lot of fire here. What I get from this energy, first of all, there's a sense of completion that I'm picking up here. You could be someone who's very wise. I don't know why I said wise. Very wise, mature, beyond your years. You could be an old soul. You could have been someone who's had a lot of reincarnations, if you believe in that, in this world, because I'm seeing cycles with this world, and also world indicates completion. So you've been through, and here also I see these circles, and obviously we see a circle here as well, and Phoenix is about transformation also, so going through a process. So for some of you picking this pile, we could have very enlightened beings among us in pile number one. Some of you, it's your last incarnation. You will be freed from this bondage, from past life karma and reincarnation, because Phoenix is about transmutation, changing, transformation, and world is completion. So maybe your cycle on the earthly plane is coming to an end. So if that's for you, you're lucky. So, and Cheetah is also about movement, forward movement, masculine energy, so taking action. I think a lot of you picking this pile, you could be people who feel a sense of detachment to the people around you in your life. Even you could be a big achiever, high achiever. You could be passionate about your work or what you do, your life purpose, your family, your friends, your relationships. You could be happy with those people, but there's still this certain sense of detachment you could feel with them. It's because you're very enlightened and you're very mature. If you don't connect with this message, this energy might set in as you mature. So if you're really young, you might not resonate with this message, but over the years, I think this you could tap into this energy of just being there for your people, being responsible. But still, I feel like you have that bigger picture in your mind about how we're all connected, and it's about your own soul's journey towards enlightenment. So you could be very wise, very mature, very patient sort of a person. I think this pile is the most enlightened. Not that the other piles are not. I feel like this one has unlocked it. Yeah, compared to the other two, where they will go through this journey. With this pile, I'm just picking up that you already have it. Either you could be very young, you've not experienced it, so you will experience it as you grow old. Or another thing I'm picking with this specific group is a lot of psychic abilities, which I didn't get as much with the other two piles. This one had the most, and this one is about your life purpose also being connected to that. So you could be someone with this card. Let me show you. We have the crone here. This is connected with psychic abilities and having those talents. There was also a keyword witch. So you could be into witchcraft, into tarot, spirituality, astrology, spiritual healing, something to do with that. You could be naturally gifted and talented in those areas, and you could use it as your career, your life purpose. You can heal others with this hand. I do connect hand with healing, and we do have this medallion, so that can speak about, first of all, possessing something of value. So having that knowledge, wisdom, And blackbirds are connected with intuition and psychic abilities, whether it's a crow or a raven. And those birds are also very intelligent. So you could be very intelligent, intellectually given, or gifted, I should say. And with the going back to this medallion, it's about excellence. So something that you possess that is of value, worth having, and you could achieve lots of great things because of these gifts and talents. Whether you pursue this or not as a career, whether you're into tarot astrology, psychic things, spiritual gifts, spiritual healing, doesn't matter. You could use that knowledge also to help propel you in your career further. I'm picking that up. You have natural talent, these abilities. You listen to your intuition. Your intuition guides you. And as you mature, as you grow old, you will develop these. It's not developing, it's unlocking, because you've been working on this for ages, for different lifetimes. You've been working on it. And maybe something is shifting in this lifetime where you're becoming the phoenix, you're unlocking that. And now you've developed your skills, and you can use them in a way that not only probably serves you but serves other people as well. The world can also represent the world itself. So people around you, the world around you, where you connect with other people, you interact with other people, you help them. With this cheetah, it's about masculine energy, taking action. So doing something with these gifts in the world, and maybe connecting with other people, helping them transform, helping them start their own enlightenment journey. Next up, we have the village, also talking about, because there's certain cards, I read the cards intuitively. World represents other people and masses. Here also we see village, which is again connected to other people. So maybe you will work with other people. With village, this talks about, first of all, it's about your family, your tradition, your roots. So I feel like you could be a trailblazer. You could be someone who didn't follow your family's route. You didn't follow whatever your family was doing. You got a different job. You could also be shunned from your family. Some of your family could write you off and say that this person will never make anything of themselves, or you don't get along with your family. Like initially I was picking up some detachment from your family. Maybe you lack nourishment in your childhood. That can also affect a person, and usually it's the people who go through a difficult time in their life, especially early on, who kind of turn towards these esoteric elements. So people who get into tarot astrology, they're usually going through a hard time and looking for some solace, looking for some answers. These are not the people who are doing really amazing, especially emotionally. So there could be a certain sense of detachment. There could be this feeling of I don't know, not that connection with your family. Something is lacking there, nourishment is lacking there, or you want to do something different than your family. Doesn't mean you have to every single person picking this pile doesn't get along with their family, but some of you might want to do something else, not follow into your family's footsteps. And you're someone who is unique, different, stand out. You're the outcast. I'm picking up with this village card. You could be the outcast, because I see this black mountain in the back, which talks about a big obstacle. So the people around you might be holding you back. They would always say, don't do this, don't pursue this is not for you, you can do something better, or something like this, where they don't understand you, they don't get you, they don't support you. And I'm also getting this energy. Please let me know if this resonates with you. Especially whenever I mention like a specific message and I'm asking you to corroborate that, it really helps me, so please take the time out to do that sometimes. So I'm picking up, you could have malefics in your second house or in your fourth house. I'm picking that up heavily. So let me know if you have Mars or Saturn in second or fourth. You could have a Scorpio ascendant, you could have an Aquarius ascendant. Okay, could it be Pisces ascendant as well? Yeah, I think so. I'm just making some calculations in what are the zodiacs falling into the second and the fourth house. Let me know. And also 8th house can also be there, because if you have malefics in the 8th, it's directly opposite to the second house. And also 10th house, because then that would be directly opposite to the 4th house. So I will not go on and on. So let me know if you have Mars. Most important is Saturn and Mars. Then there could be Rahu Ketu, North Node, South Node. especially Ketu, because Ketu is detachment. Ketu in the fourth can take a person far away from their family, their home, their hometown. I've seen that for sure. And Ketu is the planet or graha that is the source for detachment. And there could be Sun also. Sun is a mild malefic. It's not as malefic as the other ones that I mentioned. So anyway, you could also be someone who breaks generational trauma, or those patterns of behavior, because we see the world with this loop cycles going on. Here we also see a cycle, something they're drawing. And here also we see this medallion, like a round circle. So this imagery is being repeated. So you could be someone, like I said, because you're the trailblazer, you're the person who stands out, you're the Rahu in the family, someone who's different, and you don't get along with other people, you don't want to follow into their footsteps, you're not a sheep. So you could be someone who's doing some sort of a work that really creates a big ripple in your family's legacy. I'm picking that up. So you could be someone who, let's say if there's a bad pattern in your family that family members keep on repeating generation after generation, you're the one who will stop that. You'll be like, I'm looking for higher knowledge. I'm not gonna get caught up in these mundane things. So I'm getting that. Let's keep moving forward. But I'm definitely picking psychic abilities here. You have the great intuition. Group number 1, develop it. Some remedies or some advice that I can give to you is trust your intuition, have faith, and try to be always neutral instead of getting triggered by your emotions. I think that's when intuition works best. And don't lie as much. I feel like when you are very honest, you speak the truth, you have a certain level of clarity that is unmatched. Not a lot of people have that. So let's keep going. Next up, you have telepathy. Let me just read. Clear your mind to transmit and receive messages. So definitely spirit communicates with you. You could also have vivid dreams. You could get some, and funny, just today I got a really crazy dream, and I was talking to my mom about it. And I usually never, first of all, remember dreams or emphasize them or talk about them. So I feel like maybe it was connected to this reading where I had to emphasize that you could have really vivid dreams. You could see premonitions, or you could get some hints. Spirit communicates to you through dreams. I'm picking that up. You could also communicate with people, like if you want someone to say something to you or whatever, you might visualize that in your head, and then the person might do it like a few days later. You have that ability to impression other people's subconscious mind. So you're definitely psychically gifted. Group number 1. Next up, we have healing. It says, and also it said about something about messages. So this also gives me the impression that you could be someone. And here also we have healing. It says reach out to others today. So talking about other people. So I feel like you could definitely have a job or a career into helping other people, healing other people, and communicating with other people. Something about interaction. And again, spirit giving you messages. It doesn't have to be a human. Next up, we have divine wisdom, number 36. We have Jupiter, Venus. So these are the 2 planets that are connected with gurus. Most people think Jupiter is the only guru, but Venus is also a guru. I will not get into it too much because it's going to take me a long time to go on that tangent. But it's the these are the 2 planets connected with wisdom and higher knowledge. We have divine wisdom here as well with this book. So you could be someone who's really interested in developing your knowledge. You should read more texts, especially ancient texts, reading more books, especially whenever you're feeling clouded. You want some, let's say you are looking for, I'm sorry, I shake that. If you're looking for an answer, let's say you're dealing with some issue in your life, you're like, God, spirit, please help me, I need an answer. Go and read a book or listen to an audiobook randomly, and whatever message, let's say you read a page, you'll find your answer on that page. You can try it. And naturally, when it happens, this happens with me where I'm just dealing with something, but I will be listening to audiobooks all the time. I do that. I just have a habit. So I don't even necessarily say it consciously, but I'm just reading my book every day, whatever my 10-15 minutes, and then I'll find my answer. So that definitely happens. And I think you should expand your knowledge base for sure. And you could be a guru to other people. You could teach other people instead of just healing. I think you can create a big ripple where you are teaching people, changing their lives in a big way. We have rebirth here, number 2. This is Scorpio energy. Every time I look at this card, I think of Scorpio. And the butterfly is also connected to, I feel like, I don't know, I don't hear a lot of people saying butterflies are like Scorpio energy, but they are, because anything that transforms is Scorpio. So it goes from this cocoon to a butterfly. That's transformation. That's Scorpio energy, 8th house energy. Similarly with the phoenix. Phoenix is naturally connected to the Scorpio sign, because there's transformation happening here as well. So you have the ability to really transform others, transform your life, transform your family's legacy. Very transformative energy. You're not gonna have like an easy job, I should say. I don't want to sound negative, but usually the people who go through transformations, they have to go through a difficult process. A. B, people who are into spiritual things, like I said, they have a harder life. They don't have it easy. They're not, living in the Barbie world. They're struggling a little bit. Next up, this is the card you chose. We have psychic abilities. So again, if you chose this card, you do have psychic abilities. That's why I kind of put the crystals to hide the messages in the intro. But yeah, again, globe. You could be into witchcraft for sure. Tarot. You're watching a tarot reading. I think you have a talent for it. Some of you, if you're thinking about starting your own channel, you should definitely do this. You should definitely get into it. Maybe read for others, or whenever you're looking for advice, you can read cards for yourself. And I also mentioned in my past video that I have a membership on this particular channel. I'm going to be posting videos on the 3rd tier about starting your tarot channel. If anyone's interested, I'll let you know when I post that video. You can join maybe if you want to. So let's keep moving. Next up, we have Ganesha. So this is the god that is connected with obstacles, removal of obstacles. So again, this indicates there being obstacles in the first place, which is you, and then gaining knowledge and wisdom out of it. Dealing with those things will help you grow into the person that you're meant to be. And you're also guided by, I feel like your gods, your whatever you believe in, higher knowledge, higher purpose, the universe. It guides you. It gives you the lessons that you need to learn, but makes it easy for you instead of making it very difficult. I think there's this level of love and care also coming through, that your spirit guides kind of shine on you, so that you learn the lesson, but they don't put you through a ringer. At least that's not their intention. Next up, we have Buddhi, and we have Buddha, Lord Buddha. Interesting with this, I saw these 3 cards come out. I was actually planning on just taking 1 or maybe 2, but 3 came out. I felt like they're all relevant. Why? Because all the 3 cards are connected to knowledge, wisdom, and intelligence. Buddhi itself means your brain power, your intelligence. Buddha is the Lord, or one of the gods that are connected with divine wisdom, knowledge, and Ganesha is connected with the, I think he was the one who wrote one of the he wrote Mahabharata, if I'm not wrong. And he's naturally connected with studies. If in India you are familiar with these concepts, there are so many gods. There are certain gods that are connected with, let's say, wealth. If you want wealth, you pray to goddess Lakshmi. You pray to Kuber. For knowledge, intelligence, especially for kids, they pray to Saraswati, goddess of intelligence, especially in speech also, and Ganesh. So he's the one connected with studies, knowledge, wisdom. So all the 3 cards are coming through. Again, we got that divine wisdom card. So again, you need to learn, you need to expand your knowledge. You should read more books. You should widen your knowledge base for sure. Maybe you look for a guru who can guide you. But definitely, I think you can prosper further down this line, and you can gain more knowledge. Especially as you walk through this path, you will become wise every year. And you can definitely guide others. So you could be the Buddha for other people. You're guiding them, and especially bringing them towards spirituality and philosophy. Even with Buddha, He had a different set of beliefs compared to the Vedic lifestyle, but it was still very relevant, and I think you might even resonate with his philosophy. So look that up. So that's the reading for you, group number 1. I hope this resonated, you found it helpful. Let me know what did you think of it. Join the membership if you're interested in more content from me. I do have videos posted there. So yeah, that's it. Thank you. Hello, group number 2. Welcome to today's reading. Today we're doing what are your spiritual gifts. This is the video or the topic that you guys chose in the poll that I did yesterday. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Please leave your feedback once the video is done. So I want to mention that I've only pulled oracle cards for this reading, and I thought I might pull some astrology cards. I mentioned it in the first group, but the reading was long enough, so I thought never mind. By the way, let me know what is the duration that you guys feel comfortable with. Do you want shorter readings like 10-minute per pile, or 20 minutes, or longer than that? Leave your feedback. I would love to know. So we're going to begin the reading. The first card we have is Shark, water element. I'm going to put these aside. We have the Hermit, Virgo energy. I think this one I should keep in the middle. And we have Six of Wands here with this beautiful butterfly. It's interesting. A thing that I personally do is I will put these smaller, that's why I buy small decks, because I can put them in my phone case. So I usually put like an oracle card and one tarot card in my phone case, and this is the one I was keeping for I think a couple of weeks now, and every time I would use this deck, this black one, I would forget to take it out. But today I remembered, and this is because this card was supposed to come out for you. So I thought that was really interesting. I'm really happy that it came out. So yeah, coming back to the reading, what I'm picking up here with the shark, this is the first card that I pulled for you. So the shark talks about shark needs acknowledgement. So if you kind of ignore it, it's not going to sit well with it. So there's something here that I feel like, especially with your spiritual gifts, you might be ignoring them. There could be a tendency to just ignore that, shun that. You might not show it off to your friends. You might not talk about it, even though you're really interested in it. There could be a certain sense of shame around spirituality, or let's say you don't like to discuss these things with people in your life. You feel like they'll make fun of you. There's some insecurity, some embarrassment that you might feel around it. Spirit is saying don't feel that way. If you're being your authentic true self, don't shy away from that side of yours. Here also it talks about rising above. This is the hatred, the friction, the opinions of other people, and you're flying above, rising above that. So maybe you need to put it out, a little bit more, put it out in the open. You could have gifts. I think you might not explore that side of things. There could be a desire, hidden desire, where you want to explore these gifts. You want to maybe start your own tarot channel, or get into esoteric things, maybe start a side hustle, engage in it a little bit more, but you kind of run away from that idea with this Hermit energy, hiding away. Even though you have this enlightenment, you're hiding away in your shell, but you know all the answers. So there's something here about being your authentic version, being more honest with yourself, and think about it. Don't just run away from it, because if you have a natural talent, you should explore that. That's what I'm picking up. With Six of Wands, it does talk about recognition, fame. So you could do really well if you were to follow this path. That's what I'm getting. And with the Hermit, it can also talk about take a little bit of break. Think about this, because Hermit is contemplation, meditation. So think about this and you will find the answers. If you're not sure, if your judgment is clouded, wait, you will find the answers. That's what I'm picking up. Let's move on to other cards. We have the gem here. We have the mountain, and a crazy synchronicity came out with these two cards. I'm going to show you the guidebook. And I usually don't even read the guidebook, especially the cards that have come out in the readings before, because what I do is I use this deck, I pull out a card, and right before I click record, I will read the guidebook. So I don't like to read the guidebook while I'm doing the reading. And because these cards have come out in earlier readings, that's why I don't tend to look. But today I thought, you know what, let me just refresh my memory, let me read it again, and let me show you what came out. So what is the book? Yeah, so for mountain, it talks about ascend the peak and the insurmountable. The mountain stands eternally in our awareness, calling us towards its peak. It stirs up stoic and regal feelings, reminding us of the long line of spirits, sages, sadhus, and gods that made their humble thrones within its snowy peaks. If you're not aware about this, but there's a lot of sages who go up in the mountains, especially in colder regions. This is also true for Himalayas. There's a lot of stories connected with people going up there. They meditate, they find nirvana up there. So a lot of people do it. They meditate in isolation. They leave the society, they leave the regular lifestyle, and they go and meditate in the mountain. So this is hermit energy. You need to look within, look for the answers. There's an emphasis in this particular pile about finding yourself and then following that path. That was the major overall theme that I was picking up with this pile, that you have gifts, but you tend to run away from them. You don't acknowledge them. You don't address them. So let's keep going. Where was I? Beware though, as the mountain can affect us in two ways. It can inspire and enliven us to rise to new heights and peak experience, yet it can also create isolation, competitiveness, and an inflated sense of self. So don't let your ego run away with you, and also don't stay in the isolation for too long, because there's a lot here about this. I'm picking up this energy of isolation as well as dealing with other people, bringing your talents in the public eye. So first you isolate, you find the answers, that and then you come out of that zone. Don't just stay isolated. Don't feel like you have to compete with other people. Standing upon its heights can activate the purist and the perfectionist in us, creating separation from those we deem to be below. So don't think anyone's below you. That's the whole thing about enlightenment, that there's a God within all of us. Even the ones that are struggling, they're a little bit behind, but they'll catch up eventually. They have their own path to follow. Not one person is better than the other. That's true enlightenment. No matter how high you ascend, remember that it is within the core of the mountain. Core. We see this core right here. That's where you'll find yourself. That the gems, minerals, and jewels reside. If you think it's all about going up, you're following the fool's path and missing the miner's magic. So you got the gem. This is what it's talking about. You'll find the gems in the heart of the mountain. And I thought that's crazy that these two cards came out. So this is about ascension. Here also it was talking about rising up. So there's this and rising up and mountains are connected with Ketu. When you isolate yourself, Ketu is a detachment, and you find the answers. So hermit, you look for the answers and then you follow that wisdom. It's not just about learning things. It's not just about having wisdom, but practicing that knowledge in your life. So I think there's this step that you need to take, group number 2, to figure out what your talents are, how you can use them, how you can apply them in your life. But you're gifted. With this gem coming out, you're definitely gifted. And you will find the gem because it came out in your reading. That's crazy. Let me just show you a little bit about the gem as well. So the gem, the diamond, the gold, the inner treasure. So the treasure is within you. There are infinite names for the gem. It is also known as the jewel, the star, the talent. See, you're talented, the gift, the gold. One thing for certain is that it is found deep within a substance that is very much unlike it. For example, a diamond in the rough. So again, you are meant to stand out. You're not supposed to blend in. The gem always stands in contrast to its surroundings. You can't find it when you are among comforts and pleasantries. Precious stones develop slowly deep into the earth amid pressure and darkness. Discovering the gem requires a descent. Is it descent? Beneath the surface, yes, where there is no definitive map. Yet the longing to touch the true gem within us is so strong that we cannot help but seek out its radiance. Your gem, like your destiny, is unlike any other in the entire world. Keep digging. When light, unique, shining, generative, irreplaceable. So you're special, you're unique, you're talented. Don't ignore those talents, is what I'm gonna say. Next up, let's keep moving. I took too long on that. We have nourishment. Prepare your body for the work ahead. So see, there's work ahead. First of all, you need to put the work in. That's what I get from the message. And I'm drawn towards this mountain. I never noticed it before in this card. Do you see it? I never noticed it before. Interesting. So nourishment, you need to nourish your body, especially when you go on spiritual journeys or sadhanas. When you're getting into spiritual practices, you should have good health. Otherwise, it can really affect you. So make sure you're healthy. Take care of your health. And there's a lot of work ahead. So finding yourself and also putting those things into work. You could make a career out of this, I feel like. We have the great crystal here. Use your power for the highest good. So it's not just about you. It's helping the world, helping others with your talents. Next up, we have inspiration. This is the card you chose. I just wanted to hide the keyword. So you can just choose with the imagery here. These two came out together. We have inspiration, number 11. We have number 25, clarity. So again, there's so much emphasis on this clarity, crystals. You could be into crystal healing. You could have a talent with that. So maybe use crystals yourself, and you can maybe do crystal healing. You can do Reiki healing, or maybe even for some of you, you could maybe sell crystals, probably. But with the sun, I'm drawn towards finding your soul purpose. Sun is connected to soul, inspiration. Something will inspire you. You will get that spark of inspiration. I'm drawn towards this light again with the hermit. And then things will start to unfold in your journey. So seek inspiration. Whatever you feel inspired by, that should be your career. That should be your life goal, your purpose. And clarity is coming in. Again, it's talking about so much here about meditating, finding your clarity, finding the answers. We have the crystal here as well. I didn't even notice that before. The great crystal. We have the gem. We have these white quartz. And look at the crystal that I chose for you. I didn't even think about this. I just realized this now. I chose a clear quartz for your pile. Wow, I didn't even notice that. So let's keep going. Next up, we have Lalita Tripura Sundari. This is a goddess. She's connected with erotic. What was the next word? Let me just check. Erotic spirituality. So she is a spiritual god. The reason why I'm not, obviously not well versed is because she is connected to more of the southern region of India. I live in north, so there's so many gods and goddesses. I'm not familiar with every single god and goddess, but I was definitely drawn towards this image in the back. I see these triangles, which is connected to Mars, so definitely about taking action. And this geometric pattern, this is connected, and I think this is a Shri Yantra, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I think this is a Shri Yantra, which is, a lot of people keep that in their workplace, in their, let's say if they have an office, they might keep it there. They might keep it, actually they shouldn't keep it in their home, what do you call it, temple, mandir, because usually the home mandir is in northeast direction, and triangles is connected to south direction. So it's a good thing to keep, especially if you're looking for prosperity in your business. You should keep it in your office. That's good. That's gonna help you. Some people use it, the imagery also in their, let's say their symbol or their, I don't know, like stuff for their work, like their cards, or I don't know, business cards, whatever. People use it. But anyway, what this is talking about is yantra. So using an instrument to gain the knowledge or to gain blessings from the universe. These yantras are usually connected with tantra. So I think a lot of people might be familiar with tantra. So if you're interested in going on that side of the spiritual path, I think you might be pulled towards that. Especially a lot of people, there's so many misconceptions about tantra. That's why maybe there's this embarrassment or not wanting to talk about it, hiding it. I can see that because tantra is very misunderstood. People have kind of made a joke out of it, really. There's so much misinformation and ignorance around tantra. But you could be someone who's interested in this, maybe into kundalini stuff and all of that. But if you're looking to develop this, I think you should pursue that. I think you could have a natural talent or knack for it. But definitely she is connected with erotic sensuality, which is connected with tantra. Because Tantra, tan, it's made of the word tan and tra. Tan means body and tra is an instrument. So you're using your body as an instrument to gain spiritual wisdom or knowledge. Mantra, when we do mantra chanting, that's man and tra, again instrument. So what technique are you using? Tra can also be technique. So tantra is with body, you use your body, and mantra is when you recite a mantra that changes your mind. So man comes from manas, which is the mind. So you're repeating, let's say, an affirmation, you're repeating mantra, you're changing your mind. So that's how you use mantras. With tantra, it's about body and tantric practices. If you're interested, you can look into it, but definitely connect with your divine feminine energy. It doesn't have to mean that you have to get into tantra. You could also be into goddess worshipping. You could be into becoming more feminine, connecting with your feminine side. That could be good for you. That's what I'm picking up with this card. Or especially you can just pray to this goddess if you feel you resonate with this message. We have next up we have ahimsa. So this is non-violence. Some of you might want to give up eating meat, becoming vegetarian or vegan. For some of you, if you feel called to, that could help you with your spiritual practices. For some of you, no judgments, by the way. If you eat meat, that's your life, your journey, no judgments. You could also be someone who connects very easily with animals. So something to do with animals, maybe doing a career job where you're helping animals or something. That could be like a life purpose, or maybe just donating towards that. But practicing non-violence is important for you. I think that could really affect your spiritual practices. Being violent with speech, with thought, with actions, that can affect you. So maybe you should look into that. Finally, we have pitta. I should show it here. So pitta is connected to an Ayurvedic dosh where there's too much heat in the body. I think you need to channel this heat. You need to take action. First, digest, because we have this blue, this cool tone, we have this warm tone. So first, go towards the side of meditation. Then you kind of put things into action. So pitta gets pacified when we work around. We're proactive in our life. We have a lot of movement. We do a lot of things. So if you're stagnating, if you're not doing a whole lot, you're not exercising, or you're not using up your energy, you're not busy throughout the day, you're just lying around, you need to change that. Take some action, especially towards this. There's so much you need to explore just yet before you kind of find your life purpose. I feel like with group number 2, especially some of you could be settled in your career, in your life, but I think there's this side of you that's unexplored, hidden, that you need to address. I feel like pay more attention towards this. So yeah, that's the reading for you, group number 2. I hope this resonated. Please leave your feedback in the comments. Join the membership if you want more content from me, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to today's reading. Today we're doing what are your spiritual gifts. This is the video that you guys voted for in the poll that I did yesterday. So that's what we're doing today. I've pulled all the oracle cards. I've only pulled one tarot card. This is the one that you got, and the rest is just oracle cards. That's how I'm going to be doing the reading today. Before I start with your reading, group number 3, I hope I'll remember to make a note in the description, but there's one message I forgot to mention for group number 2, so I'm going to say it right here. You can skip ahead if you want to. So group number 2 got the gem. Let me just pull it out again. So this was the card, and I forgot to mention that this reminded me of Nag Money. If you're familiar with that term, it's about because snakes have mystical. Funny, I'm talking about snake because you got the snake card. Group number 3. So snakes have mystical power, especially the Nagas. If you're familiar with that, you can look into it. Nagas are different than snakes. But again, that's for only people who are familiar with Vedic culture and Vedic astrology. So there's this particular thing that's called Nag Money. Certain Nagas, they protect gems, and they have this particular, I don't know, you can get it through some sadhana, some spiritual practice, or some, I don't know, tapas. You can get that money, which means the gem. So this reminded me of Nagmani, and that is also has spiritual connotations, so I forgot to mention it in group number 2. Some of you could have Venus and Rahu conjunction. In a chart, Nagmani is indicated by Venus Rahu conjunction. So you definitely have a hidden talent that is hidden, a talent that's hidden that you need to uncover. Group number 2. So that's the message for you. Let's get on with group number 3's reading. I don't know why I had to mention it. Usually there's some stuff I forget, and then I'm like, you know what, maybe I was not supposed to say it. But with this particular message, I felt like I had to say it. And maybe it's relevant to you, group number 3, somehow. Or maybe you were also interested in watching pile number 2. Again, it's up to you. Let's start your reading. You got the Emperor. So this is Aries energy. Sun is out. Funny, you can't see it because here also in the image the sun is eclipsed. So I find it very funny that whoever made this card chose this image, because why would you want the sun to be eclipsed in the Emperor card? I never got that, because when Rahu eclipses the sun, this is an eclipse, solar eclipse. That's actually not a positive thing. That's when your Emperor is hidden away. It's untapped. You cannot exercise your Emperor energy. So I don't know why people do this, but solar eclipse is definitely not auspicious. But anyway, funny thing, solar eclipse is coming up on 8th of April, if I'm not wrong. So I think that could be an important time for group number 3. Something important could happen in your life. Maybe it's relevant. That's why I'm drawn towards the eclipse here. But with Emperor, this tells me that you could be a person who's very stable, grounded. You could have a life where you come across as this Emperor, someone who has their stuff together. You might not talk about your spiritual aspirations, or you might watch tarot just for more practical reasons. Not necessarily. You could also be someone, because your sun is eclipsed, you could watch tarot readings, but then you could have certain negative reactions to them. You could be like, oh, that's never gonna happen, or you don't trust it, you don't agree with it, you don't follow the I don't know, whatever the person tells you in the reading. Your spectacle, wait, I can't say it. You're a skeptic, let's just say that. So more practical people may be picking this pile. More of men might be picking this pile because we have masculine energy here. But there's something about rigidity that I'm picking up that you need to shake off, group number 3. You know, your spiritual gifts are hidden because you're not working on them. Actually, you could be going in the wrong direction, the opposite direction. You have Snake here, which also talks about something being hidden, untapped potential. I'm going to read the guidebook for this card. I never read the guidebook, but with this, I felt like I should read it. So let me just show you. It says, Guardian of Unawakened Magic, Creative Potential. Can you see the card? The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. It is said that Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant at the base of our spine. This is talking about Kundalini Shakti. You know, a lot of people get into Kundalini. You need to be more wise. Before doing that, you have to do a lot of spiritual progress. You have to make a lot of progress before you can even think about that. Only very highly people who have been doing, sadhana for even decades, those are the one who can deal with that kind of stuff. Rest of us will lose our faculties if we get into Kundalini awakening, so just saying. So this is talking about our Shakti, our force, life force that lies within, that is dormant. Again, like I said, untapped potential that you're not exploring. Where was I? Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within. What would life look like if you woke it up? How can you stir it from slumber? An experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. Make haste. The snake card appears when there is no time to waste. So this is talking about you definitely having, like I said, I was talking about Nagmani and we have a snake. So you do have spiritual talents, you have spiritual gifts, but you're unaware of them, I feel like. Not even ignoring them. Second pile was more of ignoring it. Third pile, I feel like you're unaware of it. We have Zebra next up. This one was talking about, again, we see this illumination. Vision. Maybe you could be someone who has clairvoyance. Something about getting visions, maybe premonition, maybe something in your dreams, psychic dreams. You could have that. I think you should definitely meditate, because one remedy for eclipses is you sit down, you don't eat, you don't do anything, you meditate during that time. Yeah, that's what I'm picking up. You could have this fun personality on the outside. Zebra, whatever the guidebook said, was very much fun, enjoyable person, agreeable person, interesting person. But there's this other side of you that is completely untapped, unexplored. I think you need to pay more attention to that. Next up, we have fault line. Reminds me of the tower card. And speaking of tower card, I just remembered I meant to say that in this deck, the tower card also has this tree image, and it's broken. I want to find it for you. Let me just look. This one also has a tree. See, it's not a tree deck. Yeah, there it is, tower. See how similar the image is? It's like the tower is broken. There's lightning. So I found it interesting. It immediately reminded me of the tower card, and we have the fault line. So again, a crack is appearing. I feel like group number 3, you either have already gone through this crack thing, this tower moment where something happened in your life, something that hit you really hard, and then you got into spirituality, more esoteric things, and you started exploring this side of you. For others of you, there will come a time when you will get more into it, because the fault line will appear. You cannot fix it, you cannot ignore it. You might have been walking on eggshells for a long time, but then something will happen where you cannot ignore it any longer. You cannot ignore your destiny. You cannot outrun your destiny, So if you feel this connection, this resonance with this message, you should explore this side of you. You cannot ignore it. Next up, we have cave. So this is talking about First of all, I'm drawn towards the eyes, if you can even see them. Can you see them? You have eyes here. So again, that, vision. You have that vision. Hands remind me of healing other people. Also yoga. Maybe you should get into yoga a bit more. Snakes, I connect with yoga. But anyway, coming back to this, you could have a vision. You could have this strong intuition. You get guided by your spirit guides. With cave, it talks about, first of all, a portal. So entering a phase in your life where everything just happens all at once, and all your past talents, past life spiritual practices catch up to you. Maybe you meet a person, you meet a guru, you come across some philosophy or some spiritual knowledge that changes you within a second. So you could have this tower moment where everything happens all at once. You enter this portal. Or this could also mean darkness, going within. So meditation is a big theme that I'm picking up here. I think the more you meditate, group number 3, the more answers you will get. And whenever you're struggling in life, you have a question, you need guidance, you should meditate. You will get the answers. While you meditate, the knowledge will come in. You could have that, like I said, clairvoyance, psychic abilities, and you could have a great intuition as well if you follow it. I think you can use this to better your life. Group number 3. Compared to, I think, all the other piles, this is something that you need to do for yourself, not just for others. Next up, we have clairvoyance. Yeah, you did get this card. It says, trust your inner vision and knowing. So, yeah, definitely I was getting that. We have contemplation. So, again, meditation, sitting quiet in a quiet area. Let answers emerge during quiet time. Definitely was getting that. With this pile, everything was in resonance. Every single, I feel like it's the same cards over and over again. With this pile, the message was very pointed, very specific. It's all about you, group number 3. With the other piles, the messages were slightly different. With this pile, it's all about you. Don't eclipse your knowledge. Don't eclipse your soul, your purpose. Next up, we have pranayama. This is a yogic practice that is connected with breath control. So usually people think yoga is all about body poses. You can do that too with the snake. I was picking that up, maybe working on your flexibility, working on your body. But pranayama specifically is about breathing practices. So that is amazing for your health, obviously. but I feel like this will help you in your spiritual advancement. You should definitely look into it. Group number 3, doing some pranayama. The best can happen, obviously you can have spiritual progress, but the worst that can happen is you'll have better health, so you won't be losing out on anything. You should definitely look into this. Doing more yoga practices. We have kriya. You could be getting into kriya yoga. I don't know how many of you are familiar with kriya yoga. The first pile was basically jnana yoga. Second was karma yoga. I didn't mention them. Again, I forget. I'm so forgetful. I just forget things. And with this pile, we have kriya yoga. You can look into kriya yoga. Some of you might have read that book, An Autobiography of a Yogi. Or there's another one, An Apprenticeship to a Himalayan Master. Those are two famous books by people, very advanced gurus, sadhaks, sages who are into kriya yoga. Autobiography of a Yogi was written by Yogananda, Paramhamsa Yogananda. He has passed on. But the other one, the second one I mentioned, is by Sri M. He's alive. You can watch. Maybe you're interested, you want to know more about him, you can watch his, I think if you look him up, there's some podcasts and some interviews. You can read his books. There's a particular book also that is written on how to meditate. You can look into that. Maybe listening to those audiobooks could be relevant, but they are people who are practicing kriya yoga. So if you're interested, maybe look into that. You'll gain some knowledge. Specific message, not for everyone. Next up, we have Mooladhara. So with this pile, there could be some issues with security. You don't feel secure. A lot of you picking this pile, you could have financial issues. So because you're not stable and secure in your present life, you cannot put time and effort towards your spiritual endeavors. So that is fine. I think you should fix that. You should get a sense of security, get your money in check. Once if you have set that intention that God, please give me enough money to take care of myself so that I can progress towards my spiritual growth. I can put more effort, time, energy towards my spiritual endeavors, my aspirations. I think spirit will guide you and help you out. So there's some issues about feeling secure. There's a lot of fears, anxiety that I'm picking up with this pile, which makes you kind of run away from this side. Even with this darkness, you don't want to end the crack. You're scared. I'm picking up fear here that is connected with Mooladhara. Not feeling secure, not feeling safe. Maybe there's some issues with your family also, at your home environment. Not feeling secure. So maybe asking for some help in this area can be a step towards this. Next up, we have listening, number 24. So you could have clairaudient. Group number 3, specific message came through. Even with this card, I was drawn towards the zebra's ears. So definitely, I think you have that intuition, you have that ear where you can get some inspiration, you can get some guidance. If you pay attention, if you quiet your mind, I think your spirit guides definitely communicate with you. And I think this is the blue chakra. I think it's connected to the throat chakra, Vishuddhi. So it's again connected with communication, talking, listening, active listening. I think another message I'm getting, because I can resonate with this one, where if you're struggling with something in your life, but you don't have this habit of asking people for help. So you might not go up to someone and be like, hey, you can do that. Listening, of course, you can ask some wise person for advice and guidance. But I feel like just talking to other people about something completely different, but somehow they say something that resonates with you and helps you with your issue. That can be possible. And another thing I see is there could be, if you get into these things, you could also have an audience where people listen to you. Yeah. Movement also, I forgot to mention yoga. Kriya itself means movement. So moving your body. I think you should probably have some spiritual practices. Group number 3, you have spiritual talents which are hidden away from you. And like I said, you could have clairvoyance, clairaudient. You get your answers while meditating. You should definitely do some mantra chanting, meditation, breathing practices. You should do that. But I think being connected to like-minded people who are more spiritual themselves, that could help you. Connecting with the right people. And I think talking about it could help you, because this is the throat chakra. So talking about it, communication, asking for guidance, connecting with like-minded people. You could have like a circle also in future if you follow this path. Here also I see a circle. And finally we have life purpose. So again, number 22, you could have your life. This could be your life purpose. You could do this for a living, or you could this spiritual practices could be a part of your life in this lifetime. You could engage in it throughout. You could make connections, friends, or guides, or mentors, a guru that can be part of your life. So I think there's a lot of growth that can happen on this path. I see this doorway and this light coming through. You should definitely pursue this. I think developing these spiritual gifts can help you in your life purpose, can help you with your money, can help you with your career, having better relationships, having more love and peace in your life. If you're struggling, I'm picking up heavy energy with this pile, going through a lot of tough times, having a lot of confusion, clouded judgment. I think just following more spiritual practices can help you lead a better life. Whether you pursue this as a career or not, I feel like it's more of like a practice. It's more of a routine thing, and then you will make connections who will help you with other things in life, and you will be connected with like-minded people. Maybe with this pile you could be an introvert with this cave, you could be a hermit, you could not have a lot of friends, you don't have a lot of support in life, but this path can lead you to meeting those connections, your soul tribe, just people who help you, who are there for you, who kind of take care of you, protect you. That's what I'm picking up. So you do have spiritual gifts, group number 3. You need to engage in them a little bit more. So that's a reading for you, group number 3. Let me know if this resonated or not, and I'd love to hear your feedback. If you want more content from me, you can subscribe to my membership. There will be different tiers according to your needs. You can subscribe to support me and my work. I would really appreciate it. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye. I'll see you in the next one.